Hi, this is Kurt Johnson doing a mindful morning from Shawbucks, downtown Jamestown, New York, on Chautauqua Lake. Today's topic is the building of dreams and the field of dreams. When I think of field of dreams, I think of the field. The field is the sole governing agency of the particle, and that's where as individuals we come up with our own dreams is through the field. And I think biblically it represents that to me as I am that I am. I am successful. I am. I am worthy. I am. But it could also mean I am unworthy. I am. So life is choice because it's always changing, and we get to choose what I am we're going to be. How are we going to show up? Life doesn't happen to you. You happen to life, as my friend Reverend Coach Carla said on Change Point podcast, which is another thing I have going is Change Point, developing a clear vision beyond 2020. It's more about not just asking questions, but about questioning the answers. And when it comes to questioning the answers, I mean, I've been doing that since the age of 4. In my baby book, my mom wrote in there that I asked my fourth grade, or my pre-K teacher, I was upset and she wondered why and whatnot, and pastor wouldn't let me bring some wood toy outside when I was 4, and she finally stopped me from crying. Maria Walker was her name, and at the time, and when she finally got me to stop crying so hard, I just said I just have to know who's boss here, pastor or God. And I've lived that life my whole life, questioning everything, and not just asking questions, but also questioning the answers. So that's what Change Point's about. Life is choice because it's always changing. Change Point. So with that said, going back to the field, I am that I am, you're putting that into your field. And as you begin to build your field of dreams, you have community around those ideas of what you want to bring into this universe and collective universe around you. And as you start to build your dreams, you realize that a community like Shawbucks building is a building of dreams. And that's what I want to do. Every level of Shawbucks to go up a level in awareness and consciousness. So the second floor of Shawbucks can be used for not just weddings and catering. I think it would also serve well as lecturing, bringing in a Bruce Lipton, a Dr. Kelly Brogan, those type of entertainment. We've been booking entertainment here at Shawbucks for 30 years. We've had Jake's Blues, Jake Banta. He's amazing. He's recorded with Stevie Ray Vaughan's band. Just a lot of Tom Paxton's played here at Shawbucks, believe it or not. So I want to book other types of entertainment and not just be music entertainment. I mean, there's a comedy center across the street. I think you can see the sign in the background. National Comedy Center, a $50 million attraction. And Jamestown, New York, their dream is, they're trying to build the dream of having conferences and competing with New York City and places like that to have global conferences in Jamestown, New York. You wouldn't put a $50 million National Comedy Center in downtown Jamestown, New York, population 30, if you weren't focused on bringing in conferences and give people in town other choices of things to do. So that's their building of dreams. My building of dreams is in the areas of food, thought, and environment. That's what Mindful Mondays have always been about, tapping into the energy within me. Energy, by definition, is the ability to create motion or movement. And I believe we do that through love and fear. Through love, we create movement through compassion, kindness, forgiveness, and the other pole, like a battery, you got the positive pole of love, and you got to have the negative pole of fear, which is shame, guilt, lack, limitations. Those are the two energies. All our other emotions and feelings fall under those. So understanding that in every moment of every day, you're creating movement within yourself and those around you through the energies of love and fear. Now, fear is not bad. Life is experiencing. Maybe it's a lot like going out and experiencing life, and then when you get too far from your center, your core, you start getting the discomfort from fear, anxiety, whatever's taking you off the path of happiness, because there's no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. When you begin to realize that, you realize that you're the outgoing and you've gone too far, and now the fear is a symptom, a signal, whatever you want to call it, that it's time to return back to the battery of love. So that's what forgiveness is, really. The forgiveness of fear is simply forgiving the fear that gave rise to the action so you can return home. I believe we're all, like I've heard Robert Edward Grant say a number of times, we're the one that divided itself into the many for the joy of becoming one again. Just like the prodigal child, in a battery in a car, your signal goes out, from the positive or negative, however you want to wire your car, but then it has the return. So it's both. You need both energies. And so does a cell. I learned that from Bruce Lipton in The Biology of Belief. It's wired with poles of positive and negative, just like a battery, and it creates energy. So that's what the energy represents in the energy of me. And me actually represents mindful eatery, being mindful of what you're consuming in your food, thoughts, and your environment. I truly believe that if you allow your food, your thoughts, and your environment to be your medicine, you won't need artificial intelligence to save you. You won't need a pill. If you look at the ingredients in your food of what you're consuming, most of what we're consuming in a grocery store is artificial food with artificial sweeteners, with artificial colors, with artificial dyes. And all these patents are owned by the pharmaceutical companies that are in our food that are getting us sick so they can sell you a solution at a large profit. I mean, it's just so black and white to me now that I've really lived in this energy of understanding fear and love, creating movement, honestly, for almost 30 years since my Texas experience. And that's what I want to bring to the table within my community of Jamestown, New York. I've done it through my community of 50 trillion cells, and I want to bring that into my community of Jamestown, New York, that knowledge. So simply what the upper floors of Shaw Books are going to be like an experiential learning center. And it breaks my heart that Jamestown Business College is closing, because I look forward to working with them, because I want to do experiential learning, with a restaurant, and show how QuickBooks works and how the accounting just isn't for taxes. It's for making your business successful and bringing in this new environment of business. Jamestown Business College was founded back in the late 1800s, and my grandpa Alva Johnson actually graduated from Jamestown Business College around 1916 or 17, and he actually played for their basketball team. It was a 2-year college, privately owned. It announced it's going to close in 2025, so it's taking care of the students that have already been there. And what I'm envisioning is business has changed. That what Jamestown Business College did was it gave the local businesses the opportunity to hire people that were trained in typing, like the latest technology, typewriters and those things were just evolving around the turn of the century, going from 1800s to 1900s. So there was a key fit for it, and it was privately owned. Back then, I'm sure it didn't get any funding from the government or have this carrot held over their head that they got to meet this degree and this requirement, or they couldn't be called a New York State college to get this piece of paper, that said you had a degree, So I was more envisioning, working with them where you could get a certificate that and doing this with JCC, Jamestown Community College, which is a 2-year college as well, and with Cornell University with an experiential learning center on the roof, a rooftop garden. Someone that likes to garden and wants to learn how to regenerative farm could use that rooftop garden as like a funnel that they could bring home and grow food in an organic, plant-based way that supports life and doesn't take it away. and build a business around it where they could also understand the business, the social media, which I'm creating right now for Kurt B. Johnson. This video is going to direct you to the Kurt B. Johnson that's going to maybe open the Jamestown Business School, SKOOL, of excellence, or of Wisdom School of Excellence. I don't know where it's going to go, but I want to build a community of people who are interested in food, thought, and environment, and have the highest and greatest food, the highest and greatest thoughts, and the highest and greatest environment that supports health, human health, not some kind of non-human health. You know what I mean? Maybe people get that, maybe some people aren't going to get that, but you will get that someday eventually. Life is choice because it's changing, and you're going to either have to choose AI, artificial intelligence, or you're going to be choosing AI, authentic intelligence, which we probably already have the ability to heal. The body's smart, it's intelligent. That's why the title of my book that I've been writing for 10 years, my current working title is Unstoppable. AI, authentic intelligence, it's within you. This energy that's within me is within you, and this energy within you is also within me. It goes both ways. And I just want to create a school around that to build a community of people that are taking their field, I am that I am, in a place that they can co-create in a building of dreams, of common dreams. So that's the vision. Shawbucks is just not a building, it's a building of dreams. I want to be able to take you from learning a typewriter, which AI has assisted us move away from that. I mean, I do voice texting all the time. I screw it up and whatnot, but now I email and I do things. I just, never learned how to type, but now I don't have to. You can dictate and have AI make it into text. It's beautiful, it's an advantage, but let's not get too connected into it where we become non-human, like a technocratical society or whatever people are talking about. Let's focus on what we want, leave what we don't want behind, but let's allow this artificial intelligence to assist us as much as it can to come together and build our field of dreams, a building of dreams, and that's pulling together I am that I am and wham. We am that we am. We am that we am. When we come together in community in a common goal of the field of dreams, building it into a community of dreams. Wham. We am that we am. So please follow me on YouTube. You can find me at Kurt B. Johnson. My website is being built. My goal is to have it built by March 31st, 2024, which is the anniversary of Shawbucks that opened March 31st, 1995. And you'll find it there and then, and I'm just going to come out firing with all cylinders. You can find me on Instagram at KURT with a bottom slash SBKS. SBKS represents Shawbucks. That was someday going to be my ticker name for Shawbucks, or I was thinking of having a gift card that could appreciate as like an investment in the business. So SBKS would have been part of that. And that was before cryptocurrency. So maybe Shawbucks will become a cryptocurrency SBKS. Who knows where this will take us, but I'm just dreaming out loud here for a minute. There's so much that I want to say, but I'm going to be putting more and more content out as I can, because that's what I want to do. I enjoy the topics of food, thought, and environment. I truly believe they are our medicine, and there's an authentic intelligence within us when we align with that in our food and our thoughts and our environment through the energy within me that's also within you. That's a building of dreams. That's a community coming together from the field into the structure of a building, bringing the digital with the physical and saying hello, giving a hug, saying hi. And I want to have lectures and conferences on these topics within Jamestown, New York. And you might think, well, why Jamestown, New York? Yeah, we do have the National Comedy Center. We have a twin pad arena next door that's the main ice is shut down in the summertime that is right across the street from Shawbucks as well, I can rent that, you know what I mean, and assist you rent it. I don't have to do everything, but I just want to attract the people who are wanting to build the same dreams in alignment with mine, and that is truly, as a business, choosing the people and the planet, and then profit last, instead of profit first, and not worrying about the health and well-being of the people and the planet. You know, it's time we come together and invest in ourselves, in our community, through compassion and kindness as our current, or our currency, or however you want to look at it. Yes, cash buys you options, but the energy of compassion and kindness and love is eternal, and we can create an economy based on compassion and kindness, you know, just like a power plant. You know, you are the king, queen of your avatar body, and you can choose what energy to power it with. You can power it with compassion and kindness, or you can power it with fear. You know, life is choice because it's always changing. We can choose the power of love to create movement through compassion, kindness, and forgiveness, or we have the free doom to create movement through shame, guilt, lack, limitation. I believe as the more we choose love to create movement over fear, the world will know a new and renewed peace on earth, or heaven on earth, and that the new race on the planet is going to evolve, called humanity, which participates in AI, the authentic intelligence that's already within us, and that we don't take the path of non-human. I think it's possible that there's been a separation before in the world where people had the choice of being authentic or artificial, and it just creates a different dimension. I would think the artificial intelligence is probably more of a lower vibrating technology, and maybe it comes from lower vibrating beings like David Icke talks about. And we're at a choice point, you know, because we're at a change point, so you got to make a choice, and you're either going to go the non-human route and be plugged into AI, artificial intelligence, or you're going to go the route of authentic intelligence, tapping into the authentic intelligent self, and that's the community I want to build. And wham, we am that, we am. Should you choose the authentic intelligent way and start consuming authentic intelligent food, consuming authentic intelligent thoughts, consuming authentic intelligent environment, tuning into 432 instead of 440, instead of going to college, going to school, SKOOL, that's designed to support life and take it away and not make you a, you know, whatever it is that the Rockefeller Foundation wanted it to be. You know, why can't Shawbucks tune into 432? It's a free world, it's a free environment. Why don't we do that? Why aren't I already doing that? You know, the technology is there. I want to do that. I would love to have the environment in Shawbucks tuned into 432, or the perfect temperament tuning that Robert Edward Grant's talking about. I would love to work with these people. I would love to build a community within this building, within the community of Jamestown, New York, to bring this out. And, you know, just on Chautauqua Lake, there's Chautauqua Institution, which is one of the oldest experiential learning centers on the planet. Maybe not the oldest, but it's been here since the 1800s. And it's built on philosophy and religion, and their main focus is mind, body, spirit. And I believe the foundation of the mind, body, spirit is what you're consuming in your food, thoughts, and environment. Build the foundation of authentic food, authentic thoughts, authentic environment to support the life of your mind, body, spirit. Life is that simple. Also, within a 20-30 minute drive of Jamestown is Lilydale, which is known as the oldest spiritual community on the planet. And Dan Aykroyd's grandfather, that was a dentist, participated in this, and I got to speak with Dan Aykroyd personally and listen to the interview that was on Access TV with Dan Aykroyd right here in Shawbucks. It was amazing. So if you can Google it or find it on YouTube on Access TV, it's a great watch, and he's talking about Jamestown, New York, and his connection. And his daughter's been writing a book on Lilydale. So there's so much to do here. Why wouldn't you have your lectures and your conferences in the areas of food, thought, and environment in Jamestown, New York? So please follow me, please like me, please join my online community as I create it. I would love to hear from you, participate, comment below, whatever all those people say online, which I'll be learning about. But I just truly appreciate your time. I thank you for your time. And Lakesh.